Camera rolling. 3, 2, 1.
Our forefather did not have media to tell them that this is what the imperialists are playing. See, Congo always defined Africa.
I feel like African people do not really know. We do not really know our
issue
history.
We're having in Africa is a lack of history.
What is the importance of unity in Africa?
First of all, stop everyone who's thinking that he can redefine the map of Africa wherever they want.
Elmena.
Our unity defines our survival against generation in this world. We should decide to bring down every single type of borders. Is the way I see unity in Africa. I mean, unity should go behind just having borders. Like I said, unity should be about African people understanding our diversity. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned.
Alive. Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Michel-Ange. Le nom sonne comme une formule magique.
Hello. Thank you so much, guys, and welcome back again on our channel. I'm so happy and glad to see you guys again after a long time of a break, but yeah, we're back again on action. As you know, every week we always meet and discuss about some topics that concern DRC, some topics that concern SA, and that concern Africa in general. Thank you so much. And for today, I'm not going to be alone as usual. I'm going to be with some great gents. Elmena.
Yeah, how's it doing? No, not good, my man. It's always a pleasure to find yourself again in this podcast. I think the last time we did all those videos, I saw there was a lot of reaction from people, and I think the topic itself already brings a lot of reaction and also the engagement of people in this podcast. So it's an honor to be here, and I'll send my greeting to all the guys who are watching and listening to us. I believe that you're going to spend a great time with us today. Yeah, that's for me.
Mabilama.
I am here to bring another light into different topic, but very crucial and important for Africa and particularly the Congo.
Thank you so much, gents. Let us start with my first question. Do you really think that the war in the east part of Congo concern all Africans? I definitely believe that this war concerns all African. You know, Elmena, what do you have to say about that?
I like what you've just said. I mean, this concerns us as Congolese people. I think we are in a place where I think it's a critical place where Congo is finding itself today. What we do today will determine what will happen in our country tomorrow. 1885, things have happened. I think, of course, we know the story. They always say it was a shared Africa country, but the reality is it was the conference of the Congo. Exactly. So you see, Congo always defined Africa. So if anything happened to DRC today, it will not only redefine DRC, it will redefine all the players in Africa. Yes, in Africa, northern part of Africa, eastern and west part of Africa. So we think as Congolese, we just, looking at our own country. No.
Yeah, then, in this case, we need to revise history. I feel like African people do not really know. We do not really know our history.
We're having in Africa is a lack of history that's not aware on what is happening. You cannot define the reality that is happening in the future without knowing your history. You must be able to understand and know your history. And before you take your next step, you must know where am I coming from, where I am today, and where should I go.
Where am I coming from? Where am I right now? And where am I going, or where should I go? This is really important. Yeah, this directly takes me to it takes me directly to my second question, which I would like to ask to Salem, Mabilama. We know that the Western country, they always use that weapon of division, to weaken Africa. We've seen that in the past. We are seeing it now. And what is the place of unity when we speak about the future of Africa? What is the place of unity? Yes, Salem. What is the importance of unity in Africa?
There's something, as I was speaking to you lately, I said, if we fail to have Africa united as it is, and we decide to bring down the borders, if we fail to do that, we are not human. And we should not consider ourselves as human anymore. Yeah. Because our forefather did not have media to tell them that this is what the imperialists are playing. Our forefather did not have the authority or the information or the privileges that we have today
to be in the Berlin or the Congo conference that which it was before. But we have the opportunity, we have the abilities, we have the capacities and the intellectual capacities to make sure that instead of them having new maps on the continent of Africa, us bringing down all the map and making Africa united as a country in order for us to operate better. I say this and I will say it again. If we fail to understand that what is happening in the Congo is not about just the Congo, but it's about entire Africa, we will be the next failures or the next slaves in the new world that they are planning. I sat and think one day about the New World Order. We heard about New World Order. Many people spoke about the New World Order. But one thing is true, is that God has allowed the New World Order to be redefined by those who be willing to be the players, not by those who initiated the New World Order. And if you realize that it is about whoever who is willing to have a better position for the rulership of the future world, then we should not let this opportunity slide. We should stand as one man. North, south, east, west, center of Africa, we should stand as one man and decide to, first of all, stop everyone who's thinking that he can redefine the map of Africa however they want. And then we should decide to bring down every single type of borders. Having a one Africa as a nation.
One Africa as a nation. Is that even possible, man? How do you define unity basically for Africa? Elmena.
Our unity defines our survival in this generation, in this world. Is the way I see unity in Africa. I think unity should go behind just having borders. Unity should be about Africans understanding our diversity. Respecting our diversity, knowing that there are those who are from the DRC, there are those who are from Nigeria, there are those who are from Kenya, while respecting our diversity, but we are united. Unity should be a mindset. A mindset of saying that I respect what they do, I respect their limitation, I respect their rules and laws, but we united because if anything's happened from the outside, we can always come together. That's what you can see in the United States of America. These are different states. It's not on their own. So they came together. If you look at the founding fathers, the founding manifesto of the United States of America, they agree. While they disagree in certain things, but they agree. You find one state, they say there's no apostle. Or you go to the other state, they agree there's apostle. So you have given to them the right to disagree to a certain extent, but there are certain things, when you attack America, you don't think twice. They attack you. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, whether it's Obama, it's a black, it's England, no matter who's in front of America, if you are putting their, let me say, their advantage at stake, at risk, they will attack you. And they'll come really rush. Because it's a mindset. It's America first. That's what they live for. That's when the kids are born. They teach them you're an American. Wherever you go, you're in America. It must be the best among the best. You're a country. If anyone attacks you, first of all, we attack them and redeem our own things.
See, this is the reason why I say without unity, Africa is lost. Africa does not have a future. Simply because if we are allowing someone in Europe to draw the map of Africa yet again, it means that whatsoever they've done in the 1800s, in the 1900s, they can redo it whenever they want. But we have to know something. They have planned to take us out of Africa.
Yeah, they have planned to take us out of Africa. Give us your comments. Give us your comment, please. The United States of Africa. Is that even possible, guys? Do you really think when you have neighbors, when you have people that they're dreaming and they're wanting to see the balkanization of Congo and the claiming lands, do you really think that it's possible? Salem, what you have to say about that? The claiming of land.
First of all, I will say, who is claiming which land? Number one, Rwanda is claiming the land in the Congo, and it's not the kingdom or the ancient kingdom of Rwanda. It is the actual Republic of Rwanda who is claiming the land on its eastern side.
Yes.
Now the concern is what? Okay, when the King of Belgium took over the Congo as an independent state of a personal property in Africa, what allowed him to have this authority is simple. According to history, he went and had a deal with the kings of the areas. He asked them, from where your kingdom starts, from where your kingdom ends. And that was the reason why when he brought all this documentation, now they knew the length and the width of this kingdom. And from that, they drew the map of the Congo, which the king went and presented on the table of negotiations, and it got the large portion. In the land of Tutsis, or the land of Rwanda, Burundi, or Burundi of that time, and Uganda of that ancient time, those who took over this land are the Germans. The Germans are those who were colonizing these areas, as per the map according to the King of Belgium. So they did not touch anything that belonged to the King of Belgium, knowing very well that he signed a deal with this king whose territory is from this area to this area, even though in the Eastern Congo, but they did not touch the influence of these kings.
Elmena, what you have to say about what Salem just said?
So much of what Salem says is true. It ain't 5 years has been divided as a country, but we need to know is that we're different empires, different kingdoms. The most known is the Kingdom of Congo, because at least there have been a lot of historians that wrote about the Kingdom of Congo, then other kingdoms like Empire of Luba, Kuba, Mojimini, and also the Barega, the Mushi in the east, because they were also empires there. Right. And the Empire of the Rwanda. Not the Rwanda is a nation, but the Rwanda kingdom at that time. All right. So when DRC was divided, we need to understand and agree that there are certain kingdoms which were divided, like the Kingdom of Congo. Found there Congo with the K, who are in DRC. There are those who are in South Capon, in Angola, and in Congo Brazzaville. So we need to understand also the same thing that happened in the Congo kingdom also happened in the south side of DRC. You go in Babembe or in Katanga, they are also in Zambia. Now you go in the east, that's where the issue is now. You find when Congo was divided in the east, a part of the Rwanda kingdom found itself in DRC, the land and the people. So same thing that happened in the Congo kingdom also happened in the Rwanda kingdom. To take out the confusion from people, I'll say we have 3 types of Rwandese in the Congo. The first Rwandese are the citizens and those who have been Congo since 1885 when it was divided. Let me call them Banyarwanda. Like we call Bakongo, we have the Banyarwanda, the Tutsi, Hutus, and the Batwa, which are the pigments. In the DRC, in the Hutu side, that's where you're going to find them. They live there, they've been there. The Congolese, because already since 1885, when they were divided, they found themselves in that space called DRC, called Congo. Okay. Now we have the second type of Rwandese. In the 1920s, let's say 1885, Congo is a time independent of Congo, an independent state of Congo. 1908, Congo became a colonizer of the Belgium. Now, as a state, they have to define people who are living in that place. They need to do a census to understand who are living there, what are the tribes. So they engage themselves in that. So in 1920, there was what we call MIN, Mission Immigration et Banyarwanda. It was established by the Belgium. You need also to understand that by 1920, after the First World War, Germany lost. When they were defeated, they took, when you lose, so they took Belgium, some of it, which was the Rwanda, and Burundi, sorry. Okay. Now, from 1920, Congo became Congo, Rwanda, Burundi. It was one nation. Congo had 6 provinces, plus those 2. So it became like 7. So they put them together. There was one king in the Belgium leading that state. There's one governor who was like the representative of the king leading Kinshasa and Leopoldville. And he was the one controlling all those things. All those things from the Rwanda, Burundi, and other provinces in Europe. So the MIB was made at that time. I'll say Mission of Immigration of Banyarwanda. That's how I can define it. What was the use of it? They realized that the Rwandese had a small portion of the land and they were giving so much birth, and the DRC in the North Kivu and the South Kivu, which was one province at the time, What they actually did, they were taking Rwandese and Burundis from those places, leaving them in the DRC for work purposes. Now, imagine from 1920 to 1950, you were moving people, relocating entire families. Literally, you moved them. So, let's say it was around 200,000 people that moved in DRC from one. So, if you look at that 200,000, you look at you bring net of the merchant with time, they're already in millions now. 10, maybe 20, because 200,000 from 1920 to 1950. 30 years of moving people in North, South Kivu, and in Katanga. Now, so they move it like that. When DRC was about to get independence, in 1959, this was pushing for independence. There was a genocide in the Rwanda. Yes. A lot of Rwandese rushed into DRC again.
So now we basically have three types of Rwandan people living in Congo. Okay, Elmena, here I would like you to really take your time. I'm gonna give you the full board. Take us into a deep lecture. Explain to us. Give us a very good expose. We have three types of Rwandan.
So we have three types of Rwandese who are in DRC for a long time. Wow, DRC is having its independence. We say, okay, we need to divide the countries. But now there is a nuances. That's what I want to talk about. That's why a lot of confusion came. Now in DRC, the first government came before they came actually in power, because we need to understand when we have a first constitution. When that happened, the Belgian had an issue. So, okay, we have Congolese who are Rwandese. Let me say Banyarwanda. If I say Rwandese, look like the Rwandese as a nationality. No, Banyarwanda, like Bakongo, Baluba. They're already there. Those who have they've been there since long time. But there are those who came. What do we do with them? And the refugees. Yeah. All right. So the Belgian, what they did, they say every Rwandophone speaking who found himself in DRC before 1950 is a Congolese. All right. So that includes even those who are relocated. All right. They got their nationalities. 1964. Kasavubu with his administration said, no. We have to change this law. Is a Congolese any person, any tribe that found themselves in 1908? Those who were literally like they came in 1920, they're not Congolese anymore. They found themselves there like that. And they've been living in that land almost like that. You see what we issued? That's the issue starting now. 1972, Bisengimana, the director of Mobutu, that man I was reading a book of Honoré Bwana, which I advised you to read, The Last Days of Mobutu. The one that called the most powerful person with the president of Mobutu at that time. And what did he do in 1972? He brought a law. So what had actually happened in 1972, he gave nationality of the Zaire to all those people. So everyone this was finding himself in DRC, is despite those who were there already in 96, 80, and 85, those who came in 1920, 1950, 1959, the refugee. All of them became Congolese directly or Zaire at that time. So that already was an issue on its own. Because giving a massive, it's like in South Africa today, around people that say all the Congolese who are as refugees become South Africans. Now what has happened? One that say that was the start. Now what has happened? I'll end by that. One that said this, see the issue we have in Congo with this war. Those people who are coming from the east, when they're engaging themselves in this debate of the Rwandese in DRC, they're using much more the emotions and passion than they're thinking. What they say is that every Rwandese, and of course, if you listen to a lot of people's, or maybe you can give names, Vitapuira, you listen to Boino Zangi, all of them, they speak as if they had never been Rwandese before. They don't exist. Let me use that for Banyarwanda.
Okay, I would like to know what is the difference between Banyarwanda and Banyamulenge, and are the Banyamulenge and Banyarwanda the same people? So I don't know. I'm always confused. And if maybe on the comments, maybe you are watching and you have anything to comment about it, please do not hesitate to give us your point of view. Salem.
My major concern is the Lenge is a mountain and it's found in Congo, South Africa, is it? By the concern. Now, if we say, as per what Miracle explained to us, if we say that the Banyarwanda are the Banyamulenge, it is where we are making a mistake. Yeah. Why? Because as the kingdom has been split when the European were reshaping the map of the Congo and Africa, some were on this side, some were on the other one. Now, the kingdom of Rwanda was generally on the same area with the North Kivu, and the kingdom or the kingdom of Rundis were on the south. Now, if we speak about the kingdom of ancient kingdom of Rwanda, then we have to place it in the North Kivu neighboring area because they are neighbors. Now, who are the Banyarwanda, who are South Kivu, so-called from the same kingdom of Rwanda, which makes no sense because the kingdom of Rundis was influential. Exactly, it was also influential. Okay, that's why this is what I have hard time to understand and to believe that all the Banyarwanda of the Congo, as per the history, are all from the area lately, which make no sense. Now, the Banymulenge is the name that they've given themselves to find to prove that they are from the area Lenge, and yet the kingdom of Rwanda is not in the area Lenge, but is not far north. So BC, Kabila brought the Rwandan who are expansionists.
The one who came with the mind of expansion.
Exactly. And the one who later, at the time also, gave themselves the name Lenge or Banymulenge to identify themselves in the region of South Kivu to say that I have the right to claim this portion of land because it was ours long time ago. Now, by that mentality already, we are seeing balkanization of the Congo. All right? This is the people that Kabila the father brought. Actually, didn't bring them.
The mindset that we fight in.
They found him and they brought him up.
But without telling him exactly.
Without telling him exactly what was the place. Exactly. And that is the reality that we experience here. By having this type of mentality, that's the reason why we are having a war that is not ending in the eastern side of the Congo, because these populations are claiming to be marginalized. I understand. And part of it is true, based on the fact that in 1994, when there was genocide in second genocide of Rwanda, in Rwanda. Now, what took place, and I would like us really to go in understanding of that particular event. The French people armed or were backing the ruling government of Rwanda, but it was Hutu led because Hutu were the majority in that particular area. Now, because the Belgium, when they were in Rwanda, Burundi, were feeding the Tutsis the mindset of you are the leaders of all of them, because they were giving high positions to the Tutsis and lower position to the Hutus, knowing very well that the Hutu were the majority, and that will definitely create a bomb in the future and will cause people to hate themselves forever. Exactly. So they divide to conquer. All right. They raise brother against brother so that they will come as saviors to have one of them, and then they will always be influential. And that is very detrimental for Africa. That's why I want all Africa to look at the problem of the Congo not as the Congolese problem, but our problem, because when they raise you against me, they will make sure that our children does the same thing, and this will hit itself forever. Now, in 1994, when the war took place, the airplane of President Mabilama, who was with the president of Burundi in the same place, when the plane was shut down, both presidents were dead. Now, this created anger. Now, when the plane was down, the president dead, and the group raised against each other. The French were sent prior to the crash, prior to that event, to protect the Hutu-led government. All right, and then suddenly, from the book, I will suggest you to read the book from Guillaume Assep, who is explaining the story. The title is Rwanda, La fin du silence. Go and read the book, and you'll be really shocked and hurt at the same time. The genocide of Rwanda could have been stopped, could have been averted. But sadly, the French let it happen. And according to the Lieutenant Colonel of the French army, who was on site, he said that the government did not tell us to stop the war, the genocide, which we could have stopped. The worst part is what? When the rebels led by Paul Kagame took an advantage in that particular war, what happened is that the French government told the French soldiers on site to protect the Hutus when they were leaving the Rwanda because of war. Because if they stay there, the massacre will be worse, and it will be just a chaotic event at sea. They took the army of the former government, because they had patrol.
Yes.
They took the army. They deposed their whipper. They took away their whipper. So it was an army that was protecting the president and the country. They took their weapons away. The French took the weapon, and then they imposed Mobutu to welcome them as refugees. Mobutu opened the border and welcomed the Hutus and the Tutsis and everyone who were fleeing the war. When they entered the Congo, now when we welcome the Tutsis and the Hutus who fled war, the crazy thing is the French army was ordained to take the guns and the weapons that they took from the army, to bring these weapons in the Congo and to give back to the same people who were then in Congo as refugees, but they were armed. Former soldiers and the Hutus, those who perpetrated the genocide. When they fled, the French army, from this book, from the wonderful book of Rwanda, La Fin du Silence, by Guillaume Ancel, who told that we went in the camp and we gave them the weapon. Now in Congo, there was the Congolese army and the rebel army. Now later on, Kagame and the American-led coalition against Mobutu, all right, deposed Mobutu from his power and took over with Kabila Nze. With Muze taking them away because he realized that these guys were expansionists. They were not here to take out Mobutu. They were here to look for lands for their ancient empire, Rwandan Empire. All right? Where the statement makes no sense is Kabila Joseph allowed the Rwandan army to come inside Congo and track the FDLR. As per the statement of the former chief army of Rwanda, who met recently in February 2025, recently by SAPC, if I'm not mistaken. Newsroom. He made a powerful statement. He said the majority of FDLR, because he was the chief of army, the majority of FDLR have been reinserted in the Rwandan army. There is just a small group of them. But now, let's go back to the small group of them. That small group of them that were left in the Congo, Kabila Joseph gave the go-ahead to the Rwandan army to come and find them, to track them. Now, instead of tracking them, they were going in areas, in cities or in villages that are strong in mineral resources, and they were settling there.
Okay, gents, thank you so much. I feel like we are already beyond our time now. Please, guys, can you give a round of applause to my speakers? They were just awesome. Wow. Myself, I've learned so much, and I think I'm gonna go back again and listen again and again and again to whatever has been said, because I'm sure I've missed out some of the stuff. I'm gonna go back again, listen to it. Guys, share your comments. You can give as well your opinion on this. Maybe we've said something which is not 100% true. We'd like to hear your version as well. Share this video, comment, like, and please, guys, subscribe. Thank you so much, gents, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Michel-Ange. Le nom sonne comme une formule magique.